Good time of the day. The question today, what's the story with erythritol? Erythritol is a very common sweetener. It's usually added to a lot of so-called healthy products, stevia, monk fruit, a lot of sugar replacement products. We had a video 3 years ago about the problems with sugar, and many products we actually mentioned contain erythritol. Now people hear it's bad. What's going on? And the second question, what is the definition of low inflammatory diet? Is it vegan, vegetarian? Is it some other type of diet? Is it related to keto diet? What is this? This is a question. Thank you.
My name is Lorenzo Whitehead. I've been coming to Dr. Mongolian about 5 years now. He has been a blessing to me from my back. The medications he's given me has been one for my back. Now I'm taking a knee off of my knees, and it's been a blessing.
I just want to thank you and your staff for excellent quality of work. I believe you saved my life. I received such decrease in pain by your program and your method.
Hi, my name's Veronica, and I've been coming to Dr. Margolian since August of 2017. He is a wonderful doctor. By following what he recommends and his instructions, I've recently lost 23 pounds, and I'm feeling better. My joints, my movement, just breathing feels better. And I attribute my success with that to Dr. Margolian with his recommendations. I highly recommend him.
I'd like to thank for the question. It's actually a good point. Erythritol was used over the last 20 years. I think it was approved for use about 20 years ago, and erythritol was added to many healthy products, so-called healthy products, even those called monk fructose stevia. Because of the cost, erythritol was added to them. And a lot of, for example, vegan proteins or protein powders were flavored with erythritol, some other products. Now, there was a big change. It was seen as possibly neutral. Some people claim beneficial, some people claim concern, and they think it was, it may be not ideal, but better than real sugar. It changed this February when there was a big article in Nature that actually about 4,000 patients that showed clear association between erythritol and major heart problems, heart attacks and other heart problems, and stroke. Now, association, if you want to be very scientific, does not mean causation, meaning if something associated with something else, it doesn't mean it causes it. For example, if somebody has heart attack and you do a study, you come from another planet, let's say you study our planet, and you see everybody with heart attack somehow is associated with ambulances. Ambulances transport them, ambulances are around. And it would be wrong to say that ambulances cause heart attack. They really associated, but there is association but no causation. However, this study also showed that in animal model, high levels of erythritol actually cause clogging of arteries, and that's pretty serious if you put 1 and 2 together. So I would avoid erythritol. So you ask me, so what can you do? People, we want sweet moment today. So there are several options. You can use pure monk fruit in drops. You can use stevia in drops. Check it out. They're not expensive, or not more expensive than erythritol products. You can use manuka honey, maybe small amounts. You can use date sugar, which contains some fiber. Some people say it's better than regular sugar. In the last resort, some people say that black molasses, if you can aesthetically use them, they're better than regular sugar, but I would say not much better, but somewhat better. And the best, do without sugar, but again, if you can. If not, use that in moderation. but avoid erythritol. So this is the bottom line. Of note, 3 years ago when we made this video about sugar, we showed monk fruit product that did contain erythritol. This was prior to this data, so I think this update is important. What about low inflammatory diet? Again, using lay terms, decreasing inflammation in your body is very important. One of the modifiable factors is making meal choices. It's something you can do. Decrease inflammation. You switch I would say, like when you drive a car, you switch from reverse to driving. You switch to a different metabolism, which will help you to exercise, will stabilize your mood and decrease arthritis progression. Most probably the same type of diet increase cardiovascular risk. Again, there are several versions. I'm not saying what we usually recommend is the only generally the best one is just our experience, like swimming or karate. There are different styles, but generally I would say pretty much consensus that sugar is inflammatory. You should avoid sugar. We just talked about it. I'm not going to repeat, and we had a big video about sugar almost 3 years ago. Dairy, including cheese, which is the worst obstacle for many people, is inflammatory, and also is saturated fat, should be avoided. If you cannot avoid it completely, at least use imitation cheese, which is usually somehow related or based on coconut oil, which is not very healthy but better than original. Once a week or something like that. Make Miss Vegan Pizza once a week. That's pretty good. There are different types of vegan cheese. I have no commercial interest, but whatever, like cheddar, mozzarella, parmesan, you can find it. And the same for red meat. I think it should be avoided. You can use imitation sausage, Beyond Meat or others, maybe once a week if you really crave it. Again, not healthy, healthier than real stuff. Fish and poultry, I think, would not be realistic for most people to give it up. And I think if you use it in small amounts, 10-20% of your diet, it's okay. Of note, there is debate about seafood products, not about red meat, because they also raises the levels of something called TMAO, trimethylamide, I think, oxide. It's a substance that also can clog your arteries, and it is definitely associated with meat eaters. It's produced by bacteria in your gut, but maybe associated with sea products. However, you can do whatever you can. If you can use freshwater fish, I guess it's better. If not, that's what it is. Actually, fish diet, in reality, in clinical study, was associated with decreased heart risk, including salmon, I think, which is rich in omega-3. So, jury is out for clinical determinations. I think for most people, that's what's realistic and that's what works. It also will reduce your weight, even though we always tell people not to be fixated on weight. It only causes anxiety. It's not productive. Focus on doing the right thing, eating the right thing. And then in many instances, you see from testimonials, weight adjustment will come as well. Use spices like turmeric is your friend, 2 grams a day. 2 grams for many people is not a clear amount, so half teaspoon is about 2 grams. You can use them in capsules, or if you can eat real turmeric, 2 grams, also great with some particles of black pepper. Ginger is your friend, and clove, usually clove is in capsules. There are some other anti-inflammatory capsules, but if you do want to do too many supplements or too many changes, usually not successful. I think that would be enough. Again, you need to stick for 3 to 6 months. Very important to have 70% of your diet plant-based, approximately. Plant-based meaning anything that grows on the ground, grains, legumes, vegetable fruits. You just bring it to a house and you process it inside the house. And I think it's pretty effective. And I think everybody can adjust it to their needs. It's not specific to some cuisine. It gives a wide variety of options. And, it's pretty tasty if you do it right. And I wish everybody success. Thank you for a great question.